Langia mama ho'e ki pamoe kakai whanua. This is PMN Tonga. We hope you're enjoying the program. Now, April this month is Autism Acceptance Month, and April 2nd was World Autism Awareness Day. In 2007, World Autism Awareness Day and the month of April was declared by the United Nations to highlight the need to help improve the quality of life of those with autism and ensure their full and meaningful participation in society. Right now, we're going to speak with Teina Fameitau, who is part of the Pasifika Autism Support Group, which brings awareness and acceptance to a disorder which affects so many in Aotearoa and worldwide. Mahalo e tau mau e whiawhini, Teina. Welcome to our Polokalama.
Thanks, John. Thanks for having me.
Taritari whiawhia koe Teina and me taki maata for joining us on our Polokalama. Tell us about your connection to the Pasifika Autism Support Group.
So when my wife and I and our kids moved over from Australia, we were trying to, because we have a son on the autism spectrum, we were trying to find a school to enroll him in, a daycare to enroll him in, and it was really hard in Auckland. So we managed to find someone, to find a school called Lemalelenga over in Mangere, and they had one of the founders of from Passage that works there called Betty, told us to enroll our son into the school, and it's probably one of the best decisions we made because they were really awesome to him, and we saw a lot of changes while he was there. So that's our connection in terms of getting in with that support network of Passage.
Well, off atu to your boy. Tell me about the condition. Are you able to describe what it is?
Yep. So the autism spectrum is quite a huge spectrum. So there is a lot of things that fall under it. I can only speak for my own son's condition. So he has something called ADHD, and he's nonverbal and global delay. So if I was to sort of describe what it looks like, global delay could look like, so my son is 8, but still has the mind of a 2-year-old. So he's very delay in learning things. He's very sensory. He has he has meltdowns just like little babies here and there.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, autism looks different for a lot of families because the spectrum is so broad. But yeah, as for mine, those are the three things that they falls under.
Cool, yeah. And tell me about what this month, with April, as we've just passed the World Autism Awareness Day, and this month is with the theme of acceptance, autism acceptance. Tell me about your journey. What's it been like? And then we'll get back into some of the work that the Pasifika Autism Support Group do. Tell me about life with, the condition and what's it like being a dad, with having your beautiful boy go through this.
First of all, it's a huge blessing. It's a blessing that my wife and I are really happy to have.
Oh, yeah.
Despite some of the challenges and trials that we do go through day to day with our son. But in terms of sort of some of the trials that we do go through with him, because he's nonverbal, he finds it really hard to communicate. So some of the challenges that we do find when he's in big crowds, he tends to self-harm because there's things that he can't really get across to us.
Go yeah.
When he feels like we don't understand him, or we feel like we can't understand him, he tends to sort of hit himself, and that's just him trying to self-regulate in a way. But I think with the Autism Acceptance Month, it's a real blessing for us because it tends to highlight autism and make it huge for everyone to sort of see and be educated around it. Because for parents, it is really challenging because at times we do go out into public places and we do tend to get judged a lot, while my son could be having a meltdown and people could just be walking past and I'm not blaming them because it might just be a lack of knowledge around that, but just having people sort of look at us like, hey, why is your son not behaving in the supermarket? Or and it sort of tends to hold us back from taking our son into public places, and we sort of restrict him from going into places such as movies and restaurants because we fear that people will judge us for that. Those are some of the challenges that we do face. So it's a real blessing to have this Autism Awareness Month to help educate people around that.
That's beautiful and powerful what you've just shared there, because it's a reminder for people just to, just think before you react. People, might be going through something, and look, I'm very grateful that you're able to share this with us. He koe mahu inga whokia ai Autism Acceptance Month, so we're more aware about what you and many others are going through, because it's in our community, but you're sharing your unique story. Tell me about some of the support and the networks of this wonderful group, the Pasifika Autism Support Group, and what's that been like for you, and your wife and family, and of course your son.
So we've recently moved down to Hastings probably a year ago, but when we were in Auckland, they were an awesome support network for us. We were also part of the Tongan Autism Support Group, and we would go to some of the events with the Pasifika ones, and it was awesome just to see other families know what we're going through in a way, and to have that support network and being Pasifika, because autism in the Pasifika community looks different to other communities, because our values and dynamics are different. And just being in that space really helped us understand that we're not the only ones going through what we're going through. So having that support network is awesome. We wish we had it here in Hastings, but that's something we do miss from Auckland.
And gosh, I hope you and your family are okay with, the recent floods over there in your area, in the Hastings area, my brother. But I'm mindful of our time, and I know that you're working as well. But you can find out more details. That want to find out more about the work that the Pasifika Autism Support Group are doing. They are on Facebook, and also they have a website as well. Just look for Pasifika Autism Support Group. Ka taki pe e teina, nai toi aha meo ke whemau ke tuku mai. Was there anything else you wanted to, leave with our listeners on this month, that's with the theme of acceptance, autism acceptance?
Probably just following up on what you said before, John, earlier, is trying to think before we react. If we do come in contact with families or with children that are autistic, it's just making sure that we smile, we're willing to help, rather than be quick to judge.
Well, sending much love to you, dear brother, your wife and your family, and of course, as I mentioned, your beautiful boy. Malo Aupito for sharing your story. The importance of the awareness of this autism and how that is impacting you, and also it's in our communities. And also, I'd like to say thank you to Betty and the team at the Pasifika Autism Support Group, and also Celestine Kaumawai from the Tongan Autism Support Group for the wonderful work that you're doing, not just as parents, but also as leaders in sharing and, making this more, sharing more awareness about this. But from us here at the radio, whamalola hea tuke a koe Teina, pe moe whamiri.